Newcastle United are heading into a derby that could define their entire season, and the whole country is watching. Why? Because for the first time in nearly a decade, Sunderland aren't just making up the numbers, they're actually above us in the table. And one of the most respected voices in English football has just issued a stark warning. Newcastle have got a real game on their hands. I'm Rodrigo, and you're on Newcastle Mania, the channel made by a supporter and for supporters who are absolutely passionate about Newcastle United. You blinked and Newcastle have become headline news everywhere. This Sunday, we're not just playing a derby, we're walking into a cauldron where expectations, history and pride collide in ways we haven't seen in years. And before we dive into the biggest talking points around this massive fixture, I've got to say, just one quick word. If you love Newcastle and want to keep up with everything happening at our club, subscribe to the channel right now. It costs nothing, helps tremendously, and makes all the difference to the growth of our black and white community. Right, let's get into it. Simon Jordan. Love him or hate him, he's one of the most brutally honest voices in English football, and when he speaks, people listen. The former Crystal Palace owner and TalkSport pundit has just dropped a warning that should make every single Newcastle fan sit up and take notice. Jordan didn't mince his words. He said, and I quote, "Newcastle have a real game on their hands. It'll be a hell of a game." But it's not just what he said, it's the context behind it that should concern us. He pointed out something we've all been trying to ignore. Sunderland are exceeding expectations, whilst we've been stumbling through inconsistency. They're 9th in the Premier League, we're 12th. Let that sink in for a moment. Jordan went further, stating that the whole country will be hugely engaged in this fixture because Sunderland are punching above their weight. Think about that. When was the last time people tuned in to a Tyne-Wear derby expecting Sunderland to actually compete? Not just show up, but genuinely compete. Here's where it gets uncomfortable, lads. Sunderland begin this weekend on 23 points. We're on 22. One measly point separates us, and they're above us in the table. After everything we've invested, after Champions League football, after winning the Carabao Cup, after the transformation since the takeover, Sunderland, who were in League One just a few seasons ago, are ahead of us. This isn't the script anyone expected when the fixtures were announced. Jordan himself admitted, at no point when this was put on the roster did anyone expect Sunderland to be in this type of condition. And he's absolutely right. When we looked at that fixture list at the start of the season, most of us penciled this in as 3 points, a chance to put them back in their place, remind them who owns the North East. But football doesn't care about our expectations, does it? Sunderland's aggressive summer recruitment has paid dividends. They've built a squad that's organised, hungry, and playing with absolutely nothing to lose. Meanwhile, we've been lurching from brilliant performances to baffling defeats. The Champions League team that dazzled Europe last season, they're nowhere to be seen in the Premier League this term. Let's rewind for a moment, because this derby carries weight that goes beyond 90 minutes of football. The last time these two sides met in the Premier League was March 2016, nearly 9 years ago. We all remember what happened that season. We went down, relegation, one of the darkest chapters in our club's history. Since then, our journeys couldn't have been more different. We bounced straight back, consolidated ourselves in the top flight. Then came the takeover in 2021 that changed everything. Champions League football, a domestic trophy, investment in world-class players. We've been reborn as a football club. Sunderland, they went the other way. Back-to-back relegations, Championship, then League One. 4 seasons stuck in the third tier of English football. 4 years of wondering if they'd ever return to relevance. But they clawed their way back, won promotion through the playoffs last season, and now they're making people believe. That's the narrative Jordan is tapping into. The country loves an underdog story, and Sunderland are writing one in real time. Meanwhile, we're supposed to be the established force, the team with ambitions of Champions League qualification every season. But right now, we look vulnerable. The reaction to Jordan's comments has been fascinating. Sunderland fans are absolutely buzzing. Social media is flooded with red and white optimism. They genuinely believe they can win this. Not hope, believe. That's how far they've come and how much we've underwhelmed this season. Our fan base, it's divided. Some are confident we'll turn up and deliver when it matters most. Others are genuinely worried. And can you blame them? We've dropped points against teams we should be beating comfortably. Our away form has been patchy at best, and now we're going into one of the most hostile atmospheres in English football, against a team full of confidence with the eyes of the nation watching. The pundits are circling too. Everyone wants to talk about this game because it's got everything: history, rivalry, contrasting fortunes, and genuine uncertainty about the outcome. Jordan's warning isn't isolated. Other voices in the media are echoing the same sentiment: don't sleep on Sunderland. And here's the thing that should worry us most: they've got absolutely nothing to lose. Every expectation has already been exceeded. If they lose, it's no big deal. They're still having an incredible season. But if they win, if they beat us at the Stadium of Light in front of their fans, that becomes one of the results of the season, the moment their revival truly announced itself to the Premier League. So what makes this Sunderland side so dangerous? It starts with their organisation. They're well-drilled, disciplined, and they don't give you easy chances. They've built a team identity that's greater than the sum of their parts. Sound familiar? It should. That's exactly how we played during our championship-winning season and then our first year back in the Premier League under Rafa. Individually, they've got players performing out of their skin. Their recruitment team identified hungry, talented footballers who wanted to prove themselves at the highest level, and it's working. They play with an intensity that's suffocating at times. The Stadium of Light is going to be absolutely rocking on Sunday, and that atmosphere will be worth at least half a goal to them. For us, it comes down to mentality. Do we turn up with the attitude that we're Newcastle United and we're simply better, because that arrogance will get punished? Or do we approach this with the respect and intensity it demands? Eddie Howe needs to have the lads absolutely focused, because one lapse in concentration, one moment of complacency, and we'll be punished. Our key players need to deliver. Alexander Isak needs to be clinical, Bruno Guimaraes needs to dominate the midfield, our defence needs to be rock solid, because you can bet Sunderland will come flying out of the blocks looking to make a statement early. This isn't a game where we can afford a slow start. Jordan made an interesting point when he said Newcastle probably aren't being eclipsed by Sunderland because of our Champions League status and expectations. But think about the optics if we lose this game. We're the team backed by significant investment. We're supposed to be challenging for European places every season. We've got a squad full of internationals. If Sunderland beat us, it doesn't just hurt because it's a derby defeat, it raises serious questions about where we're actually at as a football club right now. Are we progressing or regressing? Have we lost the hunger that got us to this position? Can we handle the pressure of being expected to win every week? Look at the situation with other clubs. You've got teams like Brighton, Brentford and Fulham who've built sustainable models and consistently punch above their weight. Sunderland are following that blueprint. Meanwhile, we're in danger of becoming another cautionary tale of a club that got a big investment and couldn't quite figure out how to translate it into consistent success. A win on Sunday doesn't just give us 3 points, it answers those questions. It shows we can handle the pressure of a massive derby, that we can perform in hostile environments, that we can get results when the whole country is watching and waiting for us to slip up. It's a statement game in every sense of the word. So what happens on Sunday? Genuinely, I don't know, and that uncertainty is what makes this so compelling. A few months ago, we'd have walked into this game as overwhelming favourites. Now, it feels like a genuine 50-50. If we win, we leapfrog Sunderland in the table and start building momentum towards those European places we're targeting. It would be a massive psychological boost, a reminder that when the chips are down, we can deliver. It would silence the doubters and give Eddie Howe's side the confidence to kick on in the second half of the season. But if we lose, if Sunderland continue their fairy tale start and we leave the Stadium of Light empty-handed, the pressure intensifies, the questions get louder, the gap between expectation and reality becomes impossible to ignore, and Sunderland fans get to dream even bigger dreams about what this season could become for them.
Simon Jordan's warning wasn't meant to disrespect Newcastle, it was a recognition of reality. Sunderland are a good side having a brilliant season. We're an underperforming side trying to find consistency. On Sunday, something's got to give. This is what derbies are all about. Pride, passion, proving you're the best team in the region. We've got the quality, we've got the experience, but do we have the mentality to go into that cauldron and deliver when it matters most? That's the question Eddie Howe and the players need to answer. One thing's for certain, this won't be easy, this won't be comfortable, and anyone expecting us to stroll to victory hasn't been paying attention. Sunderland are coming for us, and they believe they can win. We need to believe it even more. Right, that's where we're heading, into the biggest derby in years. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more Newcastle content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Drop a comment below with your prediction for Sunday. Can we get the win at the Stadium of Light, or are you worried about this one? I'm Rodrigo, this has been Newcastle Mania, and I'll see you in the next one. How are the lads?